Just 18 kilometers from historic Cienfuegos lies Faro Luna, a small, intimate hotel designed for diving enthusiasts. You won't find crowded buffets or loud entertainment here. Just the serene sound of Caribbean waves and the promise of underwater adventures. This is a place where the ocean is your playground and tranquility reigns supreme. Cienfuegos, the Pearl of the South, is unlike any other Cuban city. Founded in 1819 by French settlers, its wide boulevards and neoclassical palaces whisper tales of colonial wealth. The city grew rich on sugar, coffee, and tobacco, becoming one of Cuba's most important ports. At its heart lies Park Marty, surrounded by architectural gems like the Terry Theater and the Cathedral of Purísima Concepción. The Faro Luna International Dive Center, operated by Marina Marlin Cienfuegos, offers access to 40 dive sites within a 3.5 nautical mile radius, the farthest just 15 minutes by boat. With visibility up to 25 meters and year-round water temperatures of 26 degrees Celsius, 79 degrees Fahrenheit, divers explore coral reefs, caves, underwater valleys, and shipwrecks at depths from 6 to 40 meters. 6 carefully preserved wrecks form the backbone of Faro Luna's underwater world. Sites like Camarero 3 and Cable Ingalls were intentionally sunk to create artificial reefs. These structures now pulse with marine life, thanks in part to Norbert Petkovich of ScubaCuba.ca. Operating dive schools in both Ontario and Cuba, Norbert spearheads coral restoration projects and trains divers in lionfish removal, an invasive species threatening local ecosystems. His team also hosts underwater photography workshops, turning divers into citizen scientists. Each site tells a different story. El Labyrinto lives up to its name, a maze of coral tunnels begging to be explored. Cathedral boasts the area's tallest coral formations, their spires filtering sunlight into golden beams. La Corona's 30-meter drop-offs attract pelagic giants like whale sharks. The reefs here are textbooks come alive. Fluorescent sponges cling to wreck hulls. Seahorses camouflage in seagrass. Midnight blue parrotfish crunch on coral. At dusk, the house reef becomes a theater. Murray eels emerge for their nightly feeding, a spectacle enhanced by leftovers from the dolphinarium's sustainable seafood program. Beneath their stunning striped appearance and graceful venomous spines, lionfish have become one of the Caribbean's most destructive invasive species, consuming up to 30 native reef fish per hour, reproducing at alarming rates, with females releasing 2 million eggs annually and lacking natural predators in these waters. At Faro Luna, certified divers participate in controlled lionfish culls, carefully removing these ravenous predators to protect vulnerable juvenile species and give the delicate coral ecosystem a chance to recover, turning each dive into both an adventure and vital conservation effort for the reef's future. When carefully prepared and positioned, sunken ships perform an extraordinary transformation, from discarded vessels to thriving marine habitats. These artificial reefs solve multiple critical challenges. They provide immediate shelter for fish populations decimated by habitat loss, create hard surfaces where coral larvae can attach and grow, and divert diving pressure from fragile natural reefs. In Faro Luna's case, each sunken structure becomes a biodiversity hotspot. Research shows artificial reefs attract up to 200% more marine life within just 2 years. The wrecks' nooks and crannies offer protection for juvenile fish, while their towering structures create vertical hunting grounds for predators. Most importantly, they serve as bridges between damaged natural reefs, allowing ecosystems to reconnect and regenerate. It's not just recycling, it's giving the ocean the tools to heal itself. The Ocean Defender's final voyage wasn't across the waves, but beneath them. In July 2021, this retired fishing vessel was carefully cleaned and sunk just off Cienfuegos, transforming into an underwater sanctuary. Stripped of pollutants and strategically placed near natural reefs, it became an instant magnet for marine life. Within months, corals clung to its hull, fish darted through its corridors, and predators patrolled its shadows. More than just a wreck, it's now a thriving hub for regeneration, proof that even forgotten ships can give back to the ocean they once sailed. In the crystalline waters of Faro Luna rises Cathedral, the reef's tallest coral formation, its towering spires reaching towards the sunlit surface like a submerged Gothic masterpiece. This living skyscraper of the sea, built over centuries by tiny polyps, now stands adorned with delicate sea fans resembling stained glass windows, while schools of chromis and snappers dart through its arches in a perpetual underwater ballet. The structure's sheer verticality creates unique currents that attract pelagic visitors, from graceful eagle rays to the occasional curious shark, making every dive here a journey through both geological time and nature's breathtaking artistry. With hawk-eyed precision, dive master Pedro spots creatures most would swim right past, from tiny seahorses camouflaged in seagrass to elusive frogfish disguised as coral. His uncanny ability transforms every dive into a treasure hunt, revealing the reef's best-kept secrets that even experienced divers might never discover on their own. El Laberinto truly lives up to its name, a mesmerizing underwater maze of narrow coral canyons and twisting swim-throughs where sunlight dances through crevices in hypnotic patterns. Just meters away, an astonishing contrast emerges: massive coral balmies, some nearly breaking the surface, their sheer size boggling the mind as they tower over the labyrinth below. These ancient coral giants, some wider than a school bus, stand sentinel over the intricate passageways, creating a surreal underwater landscape where delicate complexity meets raw, monumental scale, all within a single breathtaking dive site. The colossal coral formations surrounding Faro Luna are a rarity even in Cuba's rich marine landscape, their staggering size and density unmatched elsewhere in the archipelago. These underwater skyscrapers, some towering vertically for over 8 meters from seabed to near surface, create an ecosystem so unique that marine biologists consider them living laboratories of coral growth. While other Cuban reefs boast vibrant biodiversity, only here do you witness such concentrated megastructures. Ancient brain corals wider than cars, pillar corals forming submerged cathedrals, and elkhorn thickets creating entire underwater neighborhoods. This exceptional concentration of XXL corals, shaped by perfect currents and decades of protection, makes Faro Luna not just another dive site, but Cuba's ultimate coral sanctuary. La Corona delivers an unforgettable adrenaline rush as divers navigate its narrow coral passageways before emerging into the vast blue abyss, where massive schools of barracuda and tuna swirl against the dramatic drop-off that plunges into darkness. The heart-stopping contrast between claustrophobic swim-throughs and the infinite open water creates pure underwater theater, heightened by occasional sightings of eagle rays or whale sharks gliding through the depths. While strong currents and deep waters demand advanced skills, the reward is unparalleled, a front row seat to nature's most breathtaking spectacle. The shell-less hermit crab scrambled across the coral like a spindly alien spider, its elongated legs desperately seeking cover. while nearby, a defiant boxer crab stood its ground, waving its tiny anemone-clad claws like poisonous pom-poms in a miniature underwater showdown. The yellow stingray is a master of disguise. Its golden brown, mottled skin perfectly mimics the sandy seabed as it settles motionless, becoming nearly invisible. With just a subtle undulation of its wing-like fins, it can bury itself completely in seconds, leaving only its watchful eyes exposed like periscopes. This stealthy hunter waits patiently for unsuspecting crustaceans to wander too close before striking with lightning speed, proving that in the underwater world, stillness is the ultimate superpower. During our dive at Faro Luna, we encountered a mesmerizing Caribbean reef mantis shrimp, nature's living jackhammer. As we offered it scraps of fish, this colorful predator revealed its astonishing hunting techniques, striking with blinding speed, over 50 miles per hour. While its swiveling, trinocular eyes tracked every movement with eerie precision. Between feedings, it retreated to its coral burrow, rearranging the entrance with its club-like appendages in a display of territorial ownership that reminded us why locals call them thumb splitters. The chestnut Murray eel is a master of stealth and wreck diving. It doesn't hide among corals, but claims the shadowy crevices of sunken ships as its domain. With its sinuous body coiled deep inside rusted hulls or peering from portholes, this elusive predator turns man-made ruins into a private hunting ground, vanishing into the wreck's labyrinth at the first hint of disturbance. Juvenile spotted drums are mesmerizing with their bold black and white striped bodies and an extravagantly long dorsal fin that often exceeds their body length, creating a ribbon-like silhouette as they hover near reef crevices. Unlike adults, these elegant youngsters lack spots and move in shy, repetitive circles, their striking patterns likely serving to confuse predators in the dappled reef light. At Faro Luna, Norbert, Scuba Cuba team leads coral restoration efforts using innovative coral gardening techniques, fragmenting fast-growing species like elkhorn coral onto underwater nurseries before transplanting them onto damaged reefs and artificial structures. Sea anemones in Faro Luna pulse with hypnotic grace, their venomous tentacles swaying to trap passing plankton while offering shelter to clownfish and cleaner shrimp. These living flowers of the reef glow neon under UV light, a secret fluorescence only night divers witness as the anemones retract into leathery fists at dawn. For years, Faro Luna's dive masters have performed an underwater ritual, feeding wild Murray eels with fish scraps from the nearby dolphinarium's fillet waste. As soon as Pedro, the most experienced diver, enters the water with his bucket of treats, hundreds of fish materialize as if by magic, while giant Murray eels, some nicknamed Old Scarface or Goldie, emerge from their wreck hideouts. What appears as simple feeding is actually a dangerous ballet. One mistimed handoff could cost fingers, as these powerful eels strike with lightning speed, turning what began as dolphin snack recycling into an adrenaline-charged spectacle of trust between species. The Ocean Defender's fate took a dramatic turn when Hurricane Ian violently relocated the intact wreck from its planned sandy resting place, slamming its stern first into Faro Luna's natural reef with such force that the hull split open, transforming this carefully sunk artificial reef project into an accidental experiment in extreme marine regeneration. While scientists had predicted a decade of gradual decay, the typhoon's fury compressed the timeline into weeks, creating a spectacularly fragmented underwater landscape where jagged steel shards now host explosive coral growth. The wreck's bow remains eerily intact for Murray eels, and the debris field between has become a thriving nursery, proving sometimes nature writes more compelling restoration plans than humans ever could. The sunken barge lies like a ghostly island in the sandy expanse, its flattened hull offering little refuge for small fish. Yet beneath the preserved T-top, where the steering wheel once stood, an entire squadron of snappers hovers in hypnotic synchrony. These watchful sentinels drift lazily in the dappled light, their bodies angled as if ready to bolt through the nearest hatch at the slightest threat. And for good reason. Within those shadowy openings, the telltale flicker of a Murray eel's gills reveals nature's perfect ambush predator lying in wait, turning this seemingly peaceful wreck into a masterclass in underwater tension, where every bolt hole tells two stories: sanctuary and trap. During our Faro Luna dive, we encountered a surreal sight. A queen conch carrying what might be the ocean's only mobile coral reef. Attached to its massive shell was a thriving coral colony the size of a football, transforming this slow-moving gastropod into an accidental ecosystem engineer. As the conch inched across the sand, its hitchhiking coral filtered plankton from the current, while tiny shrimp darted between the polyps, nature's most improbable house on wheels. This living paradox, a stationary creature turned nomad, challenges everything we know about coral behavior, proving the Caribbean still guards marine mysteries waiting to be discovered.